Take your shoulder, pull it out of your socket.
Let's go.
Get it, Dagny.
If you don't know, that is from the band Jungle, and it sounds exactly like that. Go listen to it. There's also a really great music video. The Dancing and the Jungle music videos, good shit.
Yeah, if you didn't know that, you're dumb.
My brother didn't, and he's dumb.
You hear
I'm
that?
kidding. He's not. He doesn't. I was gonna do a Tommy Wiseau impression from the room.
You should have.
But it wasn't going to sound right, so I gave up.
Okay.
I didn't commit to the bit. I did not.
I did not.
There it is.
I did not hit her. I did not.
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, doggy.
That has held up. And it will hold up
We'll
forever.
do an episode on it.
Yeah,
we'll do an
let's
episode
do it.
on it. That's a cult classic. But
I love The Room.
before we do dive into what we're going to talk about today, which makes me violently angry, makes me I'm shaking in my boots, and not because I'm scared. Let's just say that.
I know. The topic today I picked, and it seems
I'm
like
so
Jane
happy you
gets
did.
really heated
I'm
about
heated.
it.
I'm heated. But I think it's good to talk about. But before we do that, I think I need to do my intro, right? And then I ask you.
Oh, yeah, do that.
Okay. We know what we're doing. Gosh, a couple weeks passed.
Let's go back to the intro of the show, yeah. Jane's gonna do the intro.
Yeah.
Let's go back to
Yeah.
the intro now.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Okay, bish. Dagny's got fucking pipes. Really high pipes.
Yeah, I'm Ariana Grande.
She's Ariana Grande.
No one mind the weekend.
There you go.
I can do better than that, but I'm not going to. You have to pay if you want better than that.
Yeah. And that's not going to happen.
You don't have the money. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Full disclosure, real quick. I did have 3 mimosas today.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Introduce that.
No, do the intro.
Yeah. Welcome everyone to How You Holdin' Up, where I, Jane,
And I, Dagny.
explore the wonderful world of media and how it's held up. But first, Dagny, how are you holding up?
I'm holding up pretty good.
You had 3
as
what?
mentioned, I had 3 mimosas, which actually is a lot for me because I don't drink much. But it's been a few hours since I had them, so I'm really just feeling kind of giggly.
Yeah, we can't tell.
Yeah, you can tell that I've got a little bit of a giggle fit going on. But how am I in life? Let's see. That's a deep question.
That's a fucking deep question. Let's settle
You
in
ask me
for
that
3
every
hours.
week, but yeah, let's just switch this to a
Today's
therapy
episode's
podcast.
going to be 8 hours. Buckle in.
There will be 4 intermissions, though. That was the chair. I did not fart.
I didn't think you did. It's going to be the brutalist times 8.
Yeah.
Roll on.
I am doing
now
pretty
you did
well.
fart.
I didn't fart. It was the chair. Oh, you need to fart? You can
No,
fart.
I said now you did fart.
If either of us fart, we have to promise to hold the mic to our buttholes to capture it.
You hear that, Mom?
No, I'm holding
Yeah.
up well. I got a promotion this week, which is exciting.
Did you are you happy with
Yeah.
the results of it?
Yeah. It's more work, which isn't actually, it's kind of the same that I was already doing, but more responsibility, but I think I'm doing well.
Okay.
It's nice. I have been working a lot. And the week before.
In case you guys were wondering what Dagny does, she
Oh.
sells Funko Pops at the airport. She got a promotion.
I got a
She's
promotion.
now at Build-A-Bear.
Oh, I would love.
Still selling Funko Pops.
Funko Pops, but they're stuffed. They're still the shape
They're
of Funko
stuffed
Pops,
to the
though.
brim.
And you wouldn't believe the sayings people make these things say. I'm trying.
I was waiting. I was like,
I
what
do.
did they say?
We should go to Build-A-Bear though. I really want to go to Build-A-Bear and then like put something unhinged in the little message
I've never
box.
been because my mom would be like, this is $40 for a stuffed toy that I could buy somewhere else. And I was like,
It is very expensive.
oh, yeah, you're right. So I never got to do Build-A-Bear, but I guess we're adults now, so
should
we
go.
could throw $40 down.
Yeah. It's
for a
fun.
thing.
You get a certificate and you can name it. It's really cute. But yeah, overall doing pretty good. We had I don't want to get too far into it, but I did have an all-nighter in the ER, but everybody's fine.
Everyone's okay.
Everyone's okay, but that was a crazy start to the week. kind of just all around a weird kind of health week. But the promotion was nice. That
like
kind of put a nice shiny cover on a shitty week.
I mean, it's been a shitty month.
Yeah, it's been I would say a really strange start to 2025.
It's not over still.
No.
It's still
actually
going.
been kind of a long month, long year.
And when we recorded,
I'm only 26 days in.
You guys don't know this, but when we recorded the episode, like our last episode was like the last good day.
Yeah.
We recorded it, and Dagny and my boyfriend surprised me with a birthday party, and then immediately after my birthday, like it descended into like true chaos. Like, LA caught on fire.
Yeah.
Like all of LA.
I'm done on mine, by the way. Jane, how you holding up since you're kind of going? I'm just going to go ahead and give you the floor.
I'm sorry I took over. I totally didn't mean to.
No. I was done with my updates.
Were you done with your update? Okay.
Yeah. Jane, how you holding up? No, keep going. Fires.
No, fucking jump right back in. Fires. No, but yeah, me and you have been surrounded by fires for a bit. Thankfully, we're okay. But some people were not as fortunate with their homes. So that was pretty fucking awful. And then my job, the switchover has been really, really traumatic, to say the least.
Yeah.
Took way too long for everything to get organized the way it should have been. And that's not on us. It's on the other company. But I did get, would you like, do you want,
No.
I'd
rather just keep sniffling than use a tissue.
There's a tape paper towel right there.
I'll let you know if it gets bad enough.
Or I have really nice toilet paper that's very soft.
Okay, opulence.
Who needs tissue paper when you've got tissue paper? What the fuck? It's the same thing.
Yeah, keep going.
Sorry. So, yeah, that was pretty shitty. And then, the election and Trump signing like 18,000 executive orders to kill people.
Yeah, really.
Just end society.
Really strange. Overall, just the world feels strange right
Elon
now.
Musk. You probably have heard of it, but if you haven't, he pretty much did a Nazi.
Who?
Elon Musky ass breath.
Yeah.
You guys probably heard he fucking the Nazi salute.
The salute heard around the world. I would say.
Salute heard around the world, and now all these woke ass people in LA who drive Teslas. I'm like, ooh,
yeah,
yikes.
Kind of embarrassing for you.
Kind of super embarrassing for you. Should have stuck with a Prius.
Yeah, my brother pointed out that he hasn't seen any Cybertrucks since the event, and I'm I wonder if people are trying.
My boss, the CEO of the new company, has a Cybertruck.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seen that Vine with the kid that gets hit in the head with a.
Yeah. I love that.
I'm glad you knew that song.
Oh, that too. Like we went through like TikTok getting banned, and then TikTok came
back
back,
for 18 hours.
But like really weirdly, they were like praise Trump kind of come back, even though Trump was the one who tried to get it canceled. I was like, what is happening?
Like I'm saying, strange. 2025 is. I can't even say if it's bad yet because things are just so weird. I'm like, I don't want to say it's bad.
It's been pretty bad.
No, it probably will be bad, but I'm trying to stay optimistic. But the word I have for it is it's strange. Everything feels off and strange and weird, and I don't like it.
What I've been doing this week to kind of get through it all is I've been reading a lot more smut than I usually do. I'm a smut girly, if you guys don't know that. Or if you guys are put off by that, whatever. I don't care. But I've been reading a lot of fantasy fiction to get through everything that's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been really nice. And the rest of the time I've been kind of like pacing my apartment, which has been pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm holding up.
So great.
If you guys want any cool smutty recommendations,
email us
and I'll send you guys some books. Or if you have some recommendations, email us as well. Have you checked our email?
I just did nothing, but I have hope over the next week. You better be emailing. I love to. When it's not a work email, I love an email.
I love an email. Send us an email. Come on, guys. We love you.
At howyoholdingup@gmail.com.
Yeah, how you holding up? gmail.com. All right. Well, Dagny, why don't you take it away? Because this episode is you've got the fingies in it. You know what I mean?
I do, because I really enjoyed this show as a child, and revisiting it was quite eye-opening to the the content I was consuming. I would say almost daily. I watched a lot of this show.
Would you watch this with like your mom or no?
Yes. And a lot of I have had to unlearn some of the things I learned from this show as an adult. Mm-hmm. What we're talking about today is the incredible television program from 2003 to 2013, whole 10-year run. That's crazy. Of What Not to Wear with Stacey London and Clinton Kelly.
Yes.
And honestly, iconic duo. Are they bullies? Yes. But
they're mean gays.
They are. And Stacey is fabulous with her gray streak. I like, to this day, I'm like, I could probably rock a gray streak. She looks so cool with it.
She looks like a fucking skunk.
When I look back, I was like, it wasn't anything incredible, but
I'm gonna bully them.
She was a pioneer.
Episode, just so you know.
No, you should, because they bullied hundreds of people. Mm-hmm. But I watched a lot of What Not to Wear, and I think maybe we were just kind of consumed with content where people were like the Gordon Ramsays, where it's just like, you're mean. And in that sense, it's like people's cooking. Sure, like, you're mean. But when it comes to their appearance, because it's not even always just their style, they were Stacey and London. I also used to always do that. I'm going to do it a lot in this episode. Stacey and Clinton, which also both really iconic names. Stacey London, Clinton Kelly, great star names. But they're very mean. I watched in preparation for this episode an episode called Rebecca. All of the episode names are just the names of the people which is kind of easy to keep track.
Yeah.
But go back to that. We don't need like clever names for reality shows.
For TLC shows.
Yeah. No, just give me the character. The main person's name, so I can easily find it. But I looked up online best episodes to watch, and I watched Rebecca's episode, and she loves color. They say that a million times in the episode. She loves color. When they first find her in a grocery store because they attack these people in public.
Yeah, you want to talk about like the whole
the structure of the show, because
of the show. Because
crazy.
I know some people haven't watched it, and I definitely never watched it before like our episode.
Oh, you hadn't watched it?
I had never seen it.
Oh,
I've seen like Yes to the Dress. That was the thing that I used to watch.
Yeah,
but Yes to the Dress was like very much a product of its time, and we can do that as an episode as well. But it was just less toxic.
More the families were the toxic part. It wasn't
the families were the toxic, and a lot of the time it was like the people who were choosing the dresses for them were like, hey, let them fucking pick what they want for their wedding. So it was definitely a different story, but it's a very early 2000s show, and break it down for us kind of how fucked up it was.
Maybe I do have allergies. My God. It's also raining here today, so I think that kind of like making me.
Do you want me to open a window?
No. I'm fine. Okay. I don't think that would make a difference because it was while I was outside too.
Turn the candle off if that's bothering you.
No,
we have a little candle.
I love a candle.
Going.
Makes it really nice and romantic and intimate. This whole recording. So the episodes. Let me just clear my throat and get ready. So it starts where they like are introducing this person, and it's all like secret footage of them weeks before that. They have been secretly filming this person just living their life in their outfits. Mm-hmm. And it's like people that their loved ones around them like are filming this or setting it up. And obviously it's one of the friends of the people that they bring on. Friends, spouses, whatever. Anyone can nominate them.
Another fucking bully in that circle of bullies.
Yeah. Which can't feel good. To have your friend nominate you and be like, your style is so bad, I'm going to make you fly to New York and get a new wardrobe. So anyway, you see the one that I watched, they're in a grocery store, and it's like Stacey and Clinton. I keep wanting to say Stacey and London. Stacey and Clinton do like a whole intro that's like, I would say 3 minutes long of that being celebrities are real people too. Look, we're grocery shopping, and they're like saying this. We're like, oh, we shop just like regular people.
They're not fucking celebrities, but
no. So they're like shopping and grabbing random ingredients, and it's just like a very cheesy bit. And then they hide behind a tower of paper towels. And as this woman is checking out with her friend, they confetti falls from the ceiling, or like in the store all over, confetti falling down. They break down this wall, like 7-foot wall of paper towels, break down. And everyone in the store comes around to where there's like 50 people, and they're like criticizing how this woman is dressed and how ugly she looks. And she's like tearing up. And then she does like a testimonial on the side where she's like, I like my style. And you get down to the root of like why she dresses like this, which is a good part of the program. It's a nice, they figured out that she's just like looking for attention because she didn't get attention growing up. And that's why she was dressing this really bright colors. But they really go about it in like the most aggressive way. So once they get this initial like ambush, they talk to him, and then they're like, do you want to take this card for $5,000 to fly to New York, and we will get you a new wardrobe, but the caveat is you have to throw away your entire current wardrobe. And you know, they're on camera, they're like gonna say yes. And so she does.
That's so sad.
Flies to New York, has to bring her entire wardrobe, and then they have her try on like 2 outfits. One was a cow print pants she'd had since high school, and she was like a 30-year-old mom. And a matching cow print vest, and she loved the color lime green. So it was a lime green button down underneath, and then a tie that had cows on it, and lime green cowboy boots.
Hell yeah.
And it was a look.
It's cunty. I love that.
Yeah. Was it ugly? Yes. But she loved it, and she was happy.
If she wore that today, everyone would be like, she's brat. She's fucking brat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bullshit.
I do understand their hatred of the color lime green. I am not a lime green person.
Just so you guys know, I am sitting opposite Dagny right now in a huge lime green sweater. Like, I'm not even joking.
No, it looks great on you. It does. It looks beautiful.
It's fine.
So you know what I'm talking about. Look up. We're both dying. Oh my god. There's also, the air is bad here because, as you mentioned, the fires. So I think
it's just not a good environment.
It's not a good environment. Not conducive
What
to
am I
be
looking
talking.
up?
Rebecca, what not to wear, so you can kind of see these outfits. She also wore rainbow tights. Yeah, she just had a very eclectic, very bright, kind of childish like all of her outfits were something that you would see maybe a 5 or 6 year old wearing. Very like sparkly unicorns, really colorful. So anyway, she brings her whole wardrobe to New York City, and then they look through all her stuff, make her throw away everything. She liked to wear wigs too. But I was like,
do you wear wigs? Have you worn wigs?
Have you worn wigs? Will you wear wigs? They give her like instructions, and they're like, look, you can still have a pop of color. And what they show her on the mannequin is a gray suit with a hot pink shirt underneath and pink heels. And they're like, look, this is how you do color and dress like an adult and like not like a child, because this is something your daughter should wear, and she shouldn't even wear this past the age of 6 and blah, blah.
Oh my god.
So they teach her this, and then they just send her out the next day with cameras following her to go shopping on her own. And of course she buys lime green, bright patterns, bright color, like all of the stuff that she obviously already gravitates towards.
Because she likes it.
And she likes it. And then they return all of the stuff she buys on the day that she goes shopping herself. And then the trip, they have a second day of shopping, which, my God, I was also reading that like filming these episodes were exhausting. But they go shopping together, and they kind of show her pieces she can wear. And it's all very dated, early 2000s, like office wear. Mm-hmm. None of the outfits that they're picking out is cute. Yeah, it's a lot of blazers, a lot of blouses, flowy blouses, and bootcut slacks. And it's kind of all. Pencil skirts. And honestly, all of the outfits that Rebecca had and the outfits that Stacey and Clinton picked out are ugly. They're ugly. Mm-hmm. So in that sense, it hasn't aged well. In many senses, hasn't aged well. Yeah. But the fashion is unfortunate all around. From there, they figure out they get her clothes. That's great. And then she goes to get her haircut. And they did an interesting haircut on her. They like made her hair more red than it was, and then they added like gave her bangs, and it was kind of a more structured haircut because her hair was like kind of, she hadn't cut it in years, and like that was a nice refresh. The haircut made it like polished her a bit.
The haircut they gave a lot of people was like John and Kate plus 8.
No, that's what it was.
It's so bad.
It's all, again, everything is dated in this show, and it's not even that old. I watched something from season 10, which would have been a little over 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's not that crazy long ago. Like, I vividly remember watching the show. And then they get their makeup done by Carmody. And Carmody, ally. We love Carmody. She does do full face beat that's not realistic for everyday makeup. Although I do remember watching episodes where they would be like, I don't really do much makeup. And she would kind of do a more simple, like, this is an everyday thing, just like some blush, mascara, concealer, go. But for the most part, she's just doing her makeup for like the final reveal when they walk out and show Stacey and Clinton, the new and improved Rebecca or whoever. And then the end of the episode ends with them doing a reveal in front of their like friends and family. And that's sweet. But also I'm like, they're the people who sent you here in the first place.
Yeah.
But Rebecca's, it was nice that they kind of, in a sense, it was a little like Queer Eye where they like figure out why she feels like she needs to dress like this. And it was because her parents got divorced when she was like 6, I think is what she said. And she always felt like she didn't really get attention and kind of just blended in. And then her senior year of high school, she just decided she was going to wear bright colors. So she stood out. And then she never let go of that, even after like getting married and having a kid. And it was also really sad. Her husband at one point was like, yeah, I get embarrassed to go out in public with her sometimes. And I'm like,
fuck.
This is something you should have talked about.
Can I say
outside of the
that?
show? Yeah.
You mentioned Queer Eye, and Queer Eye is a very interesting part of all of this because I actually was comparing it to Queer Eye in my head. Mm-hmm. And the thing that felt the most dated to me in Queer Eye was the fashion.
Yeah.
The fashion in Queer Eye, although it's like of like our years right now, it's all French tucks and boots and jeans, and I know that's going to get old. And I think what I'm starting to realize from both of these shows is all the stylists are either encouraged or they either feel like they have to do these timeless looks when no looks are timeless at all, ever.
No.
And instead, they should actually recognize something that the person likes and go off of that. So like, instead of giving everyone a French tuck and suede boots or like that's his go-to, you know, or instead of them giving everyone a blazer, you know, I looked up Rebecca. She's got a curvy, beautiful body. Like,
she tries on like a really cool pattern jumpsuit on a shopping day on her own. It looks gorgeous. Like, she's got a great shape, and they are like watching because they like watch as she's shopping, and they're like, oh my god, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Like, they're so mean. And also they picked the stores for her to go to, and I'm like, you know, the style they have there.
You pick the store and you yeah, it's like they don't want to make it an amalgam of the person and what they can recommend. And I feel like actually good stylists, like celebrity stylists, really good ones, are constantly like innovating and checking in with their celebrities on what they want. There's a reason why Ariana Grande's style changes, but every year that she's in that style, it works.
Yeah.
And it's because she's truly enjoying it, and her stylist, I think her stylist is Mimi Cottrell, is like truly like thinking about what will make her happy.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just, honestly, that's missing from these shows because maybe they're not paid enough to give a shit about these people, but it's like very apparent, and it's dumb. It's boring.
Yeah. I will give, I know I like, they are absolutely bullies on the show. They are not nice. And some of the things they said in these episodes, I was like, my God, that's truly just cruel. But Stacey and Clinton have learned the errors of their ways and realized that this is not great. And they have a new show that's called Wear Whatever the Fuck You Want. And it is about them like accepting what somebody likes and what they're into, and then just like helping them elevate it in a way. But I haven't watched it because I don't even know if it's come out yet. I tried to find it.
That also feels like an appeasement. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I have some, Stacey and Clinton had a whole falling out. Clinton released a book that said they essentially said something like they had a love-hate relationship, and the book really like detailed the nuances that they were together like every day for 10 years for 12-hour day. Like they were constantly around each other. You're not going to get along with somebody being around them that much. And his book was not mean, but people like took little bits out and posted it on Twitter when Twitter was like peak Twitter. And Stacey never read the book. She just saw these like clickbait things and then blocked Clinton because she thought that he like said shit about her in the book. And they didn't speak for 10 years. And then in COVID, they had this really long heart-to-heart apparently. And then now they've like reconciled and decided to do another show together. Though. Yeah, I was like, Stacey, you dumb bitch. She didn't. I still don't think she ever read it. And she just like took face value what people said, and
which is like very apparent who like
the childish
she is as a And by the way, you know, that's not on them for how long they worked. That's on TLC. TLC like these seasons are not 12-10 episodes. No. These seasons are 39-40 episodes.
It's insane.
It is insane because like it's very apparent that you're just like mining for content. You have literally no investment in any of these people, which is wild. And B, yeah, your co-stars are going to be fucking assholes because they're tired.
Yeah.
They're so tired. So I get that aspect of it. Does it excuse like how mean they were? No. And I do want to play a little clip.
Yeah.
This clip is like it's fucking wild. So this is an episode called Dania.
Do you know what season it's from?
It's from season, I'll tell you right now. I like them, so I have them
I'm curious if it's earlier than mine was season 10 and they did 13 seasons total. But when I looked at
season 2.
Oh wow, yeah, they look really young in like season 1 and season 2. I was like, oh my god, they were babies.
Oh, it's so mean. But this is how their makeover with Dania starts. This is what Clinton says to her.
You know, I don't know how to tell you this, but your wardrobe is like the worst I've ever seen. And I don't mean to offend you, and I hope you don't take that the wrong way, because I really like you as a person, but these clothes are awful.
How is she supposed to take that? I don't want you to take this as the wrong way.
But also, that's like what they said to this other woman too, of Sweet Rebecca, where they're like, this is the worst wardrobe I think we've ever seen. I feel like they probably said that a lot.
And someone in the comments was like, that's a lot of loud talk from someone in a sweater vest. Clinton's wearing like the ugliest fucking shirt. And I'm like, how about you shut up? But sorry, I just had to interrupt because I was like,
that's great. That's a good little taste of the norm.
That's the norm. Or Stacey, yeah?
Yeah.
Stacey constantly commenting on women's asses. Look at your ass.
Oh, yeah. The show was also very fat phobic.
Look, your ass looks good in that now.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Show us your ass. Do a turn.
Show us your ass. Do us a turn. Yeah. It's wild. I'm so glad we're talking about this show because there is one thing from that show that I do think about a lot, and they always talk about it doesn't have to match, it just has to go, which I think is good fashion advice. And I think about it pretty often where I like it's self-explanatory. Like you don't have to wear matching things, but you can wear things that just look nice together.
Complementary colors.
Yeah. So that was something that I like have taken away for 15 years now. I still think about that pretty often.
And I love your style. I think you have a really good sense of style.
Thanks, Jane. I also, for the longest time, was scared to wear stripes because they talk about on the show that stripes make you look fat.
Oh my God.
So I didn't wear striped clothes like all of high school and most of college because I was convinced.
Which is ironically when we were probably the skinniest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what's so fucked up.
Yes. Some of their advice was just absolutely bonkers, but the striped shirt really fucked me up for a long time. I was like, oh, I'm going to look so fat if I wear stripes. What I was giggling at the beginning of this episode, just really quick. on Reddit, I just looked up like what not to wear, and this one person said, I was young when the show was popular, maybe under 10 years old, and I vividly remember crushing my poor mom's spirit when she found a letter I was writing to the show about how they need to help her and her style. I said, I was a horrible kid. I can't believe she didn't put me up for adoption right then. Jesus. And then another person said, I was in middle school and I tried to get Stacey and Clinton to bring me on the show so I could get a custom wardrobe and get help so I don't get bullied at school. Oh, it's so sad.
You'll get bullied by Stacey and Clinton though.
Yeah, which I'm like, arguably that's way worse. And then somebody was replying on Reddit and they were like, that reminds me of the time I told my mom she should try Slim Fast so she could get skinny. Yeah, she watched those like Slim Fast commercials and
that's all.
It's so normalized. Yeah,
it's a really bad I mean, like I wrote this down in like just some of the notes that I was taking. And it's like, what was the responsibility of the show on the general public and like women in general?
It left a big impact. My mom took a lot of advice from them.
It left a big impact. I mean, I know plenty of times where my mom would go, fat girls don't wear shorts, you know? Mm-hmm. And all of it is from like, you can't have this or you can't have that or you can't look like this. When in reality, especially with a lot of these episodes too, but just in general, a lot of these clothes weren't ugly. Like Dania's band shirts were really cool. Keep her band shirts and like give her like super cool chain jeans with the band shirts, and she's like set. She's not working in an office. Like they had one girl who was like a DJ on the weekends and was
and they put her in slacks and a blazer.
And then like an interior designer during the week. And they were like, how many guys do you get with this outfit? Like calling her a whore, basically. She looked so hot, so cunty. She had this like really short little skirt and like skull leg warmers with like little heels. Like she looked so good.
Yeah.
And she looked exactly the way you would want to look in the early 2000s for like a DJ concert. Yeah. And that was her DJ wear. Wasn't she was like, I'm going to wear this too when I see clients. And they just like fucking like what they did was they dimmed everyone's personality and made them look like Karens
down to neutrals. They always wanted to put everybody in neutrals, and I'm like, cool, that's fine sometimes, but
it's so lame.
I love color.
I think there's a really cool way to do it. And just not working with people like we talked about, like just not working with them on their silhouettes, like constantly. Like there was a really strong woman that was in one of the episodes and they were like, why are you shopping at stripper like places? And she goes, that's the only places where they have like stretchy backs and it's like sexy clothes. And because I'm like, she has a really big chest and she's super muscular, she's like, can't really like zip up in the back, but I want to wear dresses. And the dress she had on was like
smart and valid thing.
So cute. And they were very obviously like shocked and overwhelmed by her muscle mass and like did everything they could to cover up her shoulders. Like there was not an outfit where there was one outfit where her shoulders were open and it was like they were like
they didn't know how to.
She works out and she was like very proud of her arms and her physique. She's like, I want my chest to look wider. And they're like, no. Like, fuck you. Like, you can project your insecurities on yourself, not on this person who like looks awesome and like is a muscle mommy. And like there could have been I remember what pissed me off. This woman, oh my god, they could have worked with her body. So she's like she's a bodybuilder, okay? She has these like Levi boy jeans on with sneaks, and then she had a white tight shirt on. And they were like, oh, no. Like, we gotta, like, this is not okay. You gotta wear women's jeans, like, whatever. And I was like, I know. If they turn that white tee into a crop top, and she had her, like, muscular stomach out, and she's in those fucking cowboy jeans, I was like,
that'd be hot.
Every lesbian would be dying. Would be dying. I was salivating and I was like, she hasn't even lifted her shirt. You know what I mean? Like it was so, I was like, ugh, you guys could have made this really cool. And instead you turned her into some weird, like Hulk does business. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like why? She's a muscle mommy.
I'm sorry. I'm looking up I looked up a BuzzFeed article of 13 wild outfits from What Not to Wear. Also, this in the opening credits of
her smelling
the shoe. The opening, the like intro thing is
and it's
so
an old
wacky.
shoe, so
And
she's just smelling shoe sweat.
Um,
Stacy.
I actually think I've seen this before, but here's this blue bubbly blouse, and this is something that they recommended to this woman who's looks like a cool badass kind of biker chick, and it's like a graphic blouse with open arms, but the shoulders are connected, and it's got like a giant blue bubble. It's really unfortunate when the show could literally just be, oh, you like this kind of look, let's find something that fits you properly. That the majority of the issues that I saw on the show was like women refusing to acknowledge that they need to buy a large instead of a medium. Like they just couldn't grapple with the fact. And I was like, I'm hoping their new show is more of like, we see what you are trying to do, but we need to make sure it fits you
properly. And also that is a problem of also like back then, if you were in a certain size, they didn't have your clothing. Like it just didn't exist. Or the type of clothing they did have for your size is like for someone much older or whatever. Yeah. Like look at this woman.
Here, look at this guy. That's
After
the show.
I literally like that guy. There's a guy, guys, on this episode that is like actually so fashionable. Comes in with like orange slacks, like a cutie.
This is it's like a metallic striped, really
and
cool
make him
shirt, and they put
so ugly
in an oversized jeans, or like just like flare jeans, a black suede or like black velvet blazer, and a gray button down.
Janko fucking jeans.
I can't.
So this is the outfit that this muscle mommy was wearing that they didn't like. And I'm like, look at that tank. She looks so good in it with those jeans. You're going to tell me if they don't do a little crop. She looks so hot. And they were like, ew, no.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like she worked so hard to make herself look so strong.
Yeah, and they're covering it up. That's crazy. Some of these outfits are insane. It really has not aged well. And as far as did it hold up, I don't think so. Do I still have some nostalgia when I turn on and I'm like, oh, it's Stacey and Clinton, like fun. I still have like a weird soft spot for the show because I did watch it a lot as a kid, but going back, it has not. It doesn't hold up.
Yeah, I would say as a pass or fail for this episode, it's not really a percentage for me. It's just like a did it or did it not, and it didn't.
No.
I would say yes to the dress sometimes does.
That was after that. I feel like that was like an era after What Not to Wear.
It was pretty. It was pretty early.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was pretty early. Like I don't remember. You could look up the first episode.
The original.
This is all TLC
I didn't watch
stuff,
Say
by
Yes
the way, guys.
to the Dress, but honestly, I feel like we could do many episodes on TLC shows that have not aged well because there are so many. First episode. It came out
2007.
Oh, okay, yeah. So around the same time.
And I just feel like, I mean, there were problems with Say Yes to the Dress too. Like some brides wanted different color dresses and they were like, ooh, you're crazy, you're cuckoo for wanting that. But
it calls Clinton's mold spore button up.
Oh my God, I hated that. I went through that whole article and I was like, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, absolutely unhinged. But yeah, it didn't hold up. I'm hoping their new show has a good amount of redeeming qualities. I've watched interviews with them from recent things and they both seem to be more grown and better people. I mean, I don't know if they were ever that mean out off the camera. I would assume they were kind of snippy like that, but the show I'm sure brought out the worst to really make them look like absolute bullies.
Yeah.
But I would say a lot of early 2000s reality, any kind of those shows, people did not have censors. They
didn't have censors, and it was particularly that they didn't have censors to women.
Yes. We were very mean to women.
Yeah.
But you know,
And we're back into it, 2025.
we're back in it.
How
And
fun is
stripes, they make you look fat.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm wearing stripes right
Stripes
now.
make you look fat, and fat girls shouldn't wear shorts.
Yep. That's what I learned. No, wear whatever the want. Wear, you know, to quote their new show, whatever the fuck you want.
Wear whatever you want and feel good about what you're wearing. Like, if you don't feel good about what you're wearing, then that's something to explore and, like, seek advice. And if you're looking to change up your style, absolutely. But if you like what you wear and if you find joy from picking out what you wear, good on you.
Yeah.
Do it up.
I love when people wear things that are unexpected.
Agreed.
It's so fun.
It's
And then
fun.
You see it out in the wild, you're like, that's great. I want to find that for myself because I think I would rock that as well. I love it. We need that. People need to have their own style and personality, and
There's not a
showcase it.
lot that we have, so if you can find just even a shirt that makes you happy, like, cool. No
I would
judgment
say-
here. Just don't let it be stripes.
Just don't let, God forbid, you'll look
Forbid
awful.
stripes.
No, but also, this is just a PSA, go thrifting instead of buying new stuff.
Yes, please.
It's
It's so fun.
really great, and that's where you find cool pieces that people compliment you on. Historically, I have found the most compliments I get on anything I wear.
Did you thrift that sweater?
No, this is my dad's sweater from the 80s.
Okay, so it's basically thrifted, and
Basically
I like
thrifted.
it.
I just stole it from his closet.
It's fucking sick.
Thanks, dude.
It's like a deep green with purple and blue. It's very 90s.
Patterns and stripes. Yeah, I stole it from my father. But yeah, wear whatever you want and don't listen to the haters.
That's a good way to close it out.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening. I'm glad Jane indulged me in talking about what not to wear.
I love this episode. This
one
is
of
really
one of my childhood favorites. Probably why I'm such a bitch now. Just kidding.
fun. No comment.
I learned everything I know from Stacey London. But this has been How You Holdin' Up. If you liked this episode, be sure to rate, subscribe, all of those things so
Yes,
you know
please.
when we release new episodes. And also email us if you have anything you'd like us to revisit, or if you have any thoughts on what not to wear, any of our previous episodes.
Yeah.
At howyoholdingup@gmail.com. And otherwise, I think that's all.
Hell yeah.
All right. Bye, Jane.
Bye, Dagny.